Right, hello. Well, I had an idea, and it's not one I haven't done before or tried before, but I thought I'd actually share it with you guys and gals. Basically, I was looking for a solution to seal material, or whether it be a particle board like this here, or timber, what have you, and harden it. Now, you can get hardeners such as Ronseal wood hardener and what have you. I was looking, what have I already got? Well, one thing I have already got is Cascamite. Now, Cascamite wood glue is a great constructional, gap filling, furniture make, brilliant glue, really good, and waterproof. And I use it a lot. It's pretty much what I use all the time. I buy in a 25 kilo sack and I mix it as I go. I use very little PVA. I just mainly use Cascamite, which is a urethra formaldehyde type adhesive. Now, the one I've got is actually Cascamite. I just decanter it in my old tubs, and that's an old resin type tub there, which is pretty much the same thing. But I've found a way of actually quite simply sealing timber using this Cascamite, just diluting it down and then brushing it on. So effectively what I'm going to do is, first of all, I've already started doing this, I've already put a coat on it. I thought, oh, why don't I do a video? So I've only got that much left to do, but I've got to mix some more anyway, so I thought I'd just show you. So basically what I do is, with my Cascamite powder, well, welcome to my woodworking channel, Wally Bra, the place you will learn tips and tricks and projects from me, woodworking since 1989, and you know what to do? Hammer that subscribe button. Let's get back to the video. As you can see there, yeah, it's just decanted in there. I grab a bit of that. In this case, I'm going to use the tub. Stick a manageable amount into the tub. Put a dust mask on. Nearly forgot. This stuff is carcinogenic, apparently. So I've now found out. So it's a good idea to obviously wear one of these. So that's what I'm going to put on while I'm mixing. I'm not going to bother when I'm actually. Anyway, add some glasses just in case it gets in your eyes. So I've got my powder, I've got my water, that's what you mix it with, and I'm going to place it into here, dribble dribble. As you see the dust coming off there, you don't want to be breathing that in. If you've got one, use an air filter. If you've got one, I've got one up here, but it does. I ain't got it on at the moment, just takes too much noise for the video. But generally I'll be having it on. So I'll put that back on there. Oh, there you go, that's back on. And give it a good old mix and stir. Now, I mix my Cascamite different to what they say. In the manual or the specification when you buy this stuff, they say put your water in and gently add your powder to the water. I do it the other way round, and I've been doing that way round for blooming ages. So I put my powder in so I know how much I've got and how much I need. And then I basically dribble a bit of water in to start with and give it to a thick paste. Oh, you see that dust coming off there? That's why you've got to wear a mask. And also be about wind of it if you've got wind. I'm okay, I'll put a settler. Or windies. There's a bit breezy outside, I've got the door open, give me a bit more light. So I'm just stirring it in there. And at the moment it's kind of a bit Bermondsey. A bit like that mad nutty putty type stuff. And that's the thing when you're mixing this Cascamite, don't be tempted to add more water at this stage thinking, oh, it's too thick. The more you mix, the more you should wear gloves as well really. The more you mix it, the more fluid it becomes. I don't know how to explain it really, but you'd think it'd get thicker because the little globules of unabsorbed powder, you'd think it'd get thicker, but it doesn't. The more you work it, the more liquid it becomes. You can see there, it's becoming more, yeah. So you get to the stage where you almost be using it as wood glue, and that's pretty much it. That's how I'd use it for wood glue. So I've got it pretty sussed now, you know, I pretty much get it right every time. You get to know, you know. And if I want to add a bit more, water at this stage or more powder, I can. But I don't do it the way they show you, or the way they tell you in the specification, because it doesn't. Personally, I've had loads of I like it clotting, and it doesn't work very well. It's a bit like when you put your flour into your sauce when the liquid is hot and it all globules up and you can't get rid of it. It's a bit like that. If you're a cook, that is. Obviously, you'd have to be a very bad cook to do that. So once I've mixed it, but now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dilute it down a bit, because I'm going to use it as a paint, effectively, a sealer, a hardener. It's alright. Now, how I came across this idea, which might be another video, it's very sort of like the water's not mixed in with the glue just yet, but it will be. As you do it, it breaks it down and it becomes more. Yep, let's get in there. But how I came across this idea, a friend of mine was making some shelf units using a rockler jig for the little pegs for the shelf brackets, and he was having a bit of problem with them. Now, he had all the proper cutters and stuff, but because he was using, I'll tell you what, I'm going to take this off because it's not dusty anymore. Ah, that's better. Right, basically he was making a shelf unit with a rockler jig, and the problem he was having is the cutters that came with the rockler jig would create so much breakout in the surface when the cutter first went in, because the material that he was using was a very open grained, I'm not sure what kind of pine, it's a form of pine, but it's pretty nasty and it's very soft, and it was rubbish really. But the problem he was having was all this breakout. So I had this idea, hang on, I've got to use some Cascamite wood hardener. Then I was looking into one of my old tubs where the actual glue had dried in a tub, and it's hard. You know, very hard. And obviously I think, well, it obviously soaks into the timber because it glues timber together. So what we did is we mixed them up, like I've done here, and added a bit more water until we got it so it's almost like a paint. Yeah, a thin paint or a sealer, as you can see, very liquid. Yeah, and once we got to that stage, we then painted it on the piece of wood, dried very quickly because it was thin and it seems to react with the timber and goes off a lot quicker. Within half an hour that was dry enough to give it a little bit of a test run. So we did that, and lo and behold, no breakout at all. So that's another good way to use this. You can use it if you use cutting timber that is prone to breakout, so you'd actually get a better cut. But also you can use it for drilling holes in soft timber. And there we go. So that's ready now. So what I'm going to do is just get things out of the way that I'm not using, and just basically I'm just going to apply it like a finish on top of this. Sorry that squeaky noise of my door blowing backwards and forwards. It's an old barn door, so it's a bit prone to it. So next we're just going to paint that on the surface like so. Actually I've got a bit thick really, I might have to add a bit more water. Yeah, it needs to be a bit wetter than that. I'll carry on working this one, because it just needs a bit more work to get it moving across the surface. And it soaks in quite nicely. In this case it's just a particle board top. It's the hydrofuge chipboard for flooring, and I'm just making a unit up for the workshop, just a tool cabinet in the workshop. So I wasn't going to spend loads of money on it because I'm tight. So I've been told. So I'm just going to run that over the top and making sure I've got it everywhere, all the nooks and crannies. And what that'll do is that will go off and create a hard surface for which could easily be sanded. It's not like PVA glue, which is a bit rubbery, so don't try to do this with PVA, it won't work. You'll just end up with them, yeah, it's just rubbish. Even the waterproof one's no good. Or Gorilla Glue or any of them. This particular glue is a resin, and it works on the same principle as the bandages that they put in water and bandage your legs up with. So they dunk it in the water, don't they? They wrap it on your legs in no time at all. It's all gone off hard, and there you are. You have a bandaged leg, and then they have to use the equivalent of a fine multi-tool to remove it. And yeah, that's brilliant. So what I'm going to do is now is I'm just going to run this all over the top again once it's dried. And then I'm going to just sand the whole thing, and we'll see what it's like then. And the whole point is that it doesn't absorb any moisture, and that's why I'm doing it. I'm not worried about what it looks like, because it's going to look like my bench, and you know, it's going to get a bit grubby and mucky, and you know, because I don't just do woodworking, I do all sorts of stuff. So yeah, and the kind of woodwork I do isn't that twee. It's very kind of like sort of thing. So I didn't want to do anything too pretty. So you do see some very pretty benches though, don't you? On some of these YouTube videos and that, and you think, oh god, that's a lovely bench. But yeah, it won't last 5 minutes with me bashing at it. So we'll let it go off, give a light sand over it, and then give it a second coat, and then let that go off, give that light sand over. But I'm going to carry on doing the ends and what have you, and we'll come back to it in a minute. I won't be long. Right. Well, it's all dried. Okay, and just as an example, let's move that out of the way. I'll use a little DA sander. This is a little Chinese Merker copy. And I've sanded one side, which is, if we listen here, this side's not sanded. So the line down the middle, sort of. And that side's not sanded, this side is sanded. So just listen to the difference. Oh, it's smooth. Ah. But now listen to this side. Yeah? So that side I haven't sanded yet, and what's happened is the Cascamite, what should I call it? Cascamite wood sealer, new name, has lifted the grain, it's gone off hard, and now it's easy and ready to sand like this here. So that's nice and smooth, it sealed the surface, so now that should be relatively watertight. Should I have a look? A good idea, it's some water. Oh, well, I'm hoping it's watertight. There's nothing else on it other than the sand being sanded, so I'm hoping it's going to globule up. So, which it is. Yeah. As you can see, yeah, brilliant. Anyway, I hope you found it of use, and maybe you ought to give it a go, and then you can multi-use your Cascamite wood glue. And I just realised this hasn't gone off properly yet, because that's now sticky. Anyway, if you sand it, wait for it to dry until it's hard. Yeah, but you see it, yeah, that's relatively gone off, but it's made it a little tacky. Yeah, well, that side isn't tacky. Anyway, thanks for watching, and if you'd give most kind, give yourself a thumbs up. Well, you managed to get to the end of my video, so I assume I must have grabbed your attention, or you just couldn't be bothered to click off. So, hammer that like button, hammer that subscribe button, and comment below. Yeah, and click that little bell, because then you get a nice little buzzy hum in your pocket, and that'll be me uploading another video. So, thank you for watching, and keep on woodworking, and keep on learning.